Hi, welcome to Palante. Today we're going to talk about what parents can do to support their children. So to start off, I think one of the most important pieces of information I can give you is that it is never too early to think about college. There are many programs that are out there that kids can start doing as early as middle school. And so if your child doesn't really know what they want to do, there are many free camps that they can attend that can sort of help them to see what path they want to take and sort of what they like and what they don't like and stuff like that. And so never too early, so make sure you always have that in mind. With that, there are many groups on Facebook. I think Facebook and social media in general are really good resources during this process. There are many groups that share scholarships, talk about relevant things that are going on, and so being in these groups with other parents and just kind of hearing their experiences and stuff like that is also something that is very helpful. I also think something that is very important to be very clear with the kids is the financial implications of going to college. If it really depends on sort of the family and stuff, but I think it's very important to have clear sort of expectations and new boundaries and stuff like that set beforehand. And make sure you encourage your kids to seek out financial aid, scholarships, and stuff like that. Just being really clear with how much you can give and how much you can't give. Next up, I think something that is also super important I encourage you to do with the kids is being aware of what stage of the process your kid should be at X stage or at X time. So for example, if I think asking about deadlines is something important, just so not only does your kid know what deadlines they have, but also know what deadlines they have. So for example, if you know that the application for school is on December 1st, or is due on December 1st, and your child is, it's November 15th and they haven't even started on the essays and they haven't asked for a letter of a recommendation, then we're in a little bit of a pickle. So I think definitely, knowing at what stage you should be at, just kind of keeping track of them and kind of asking very casually, oh, how are you doing? What are you missing? Sort of a little bit of stress here and there when we lag behind a little is okay, I think. And, in my opinion, I just put that out there, just make sure you don't forget these dates. The most important deadlines that you should keep in mind, so you can help out your kid, so that they don't forget, is obviously the school applications. These vary depending on the school. Some top tier schools tend to lean towards really early January. And early action, early decision, all those things tend to be around, for example, beginning of November, and they come out at the end of December. And Texas schools or Texas public schools tend to be mid-November, beginning of December. So it's very important to remember these deadlines and ask your child what schools are you applying to, and so that the deadlines and can remind them a little bit. Obviously, this process is primarily for your child, but obviously this is a big process, so you want to be aware of when these dates are and kind of give us a little slack if we're a little bit stressed. Another date, and in my opinion the most important deadline throughout this process, is the financial aid deadline. And so the financial aid application opens on October 1st, and so the sooner you do it, the better. And so you basically just have to sort of prepare your IRS information, and that is essentially it. It does take a good solid, if it's your first time, an hour, but it definitely is something you want to get done as soon as possible. And last piece of advice, be patient. It's definitely a really big process. It's pretty stressful, like I said. Sometimes, I remember with my parents, I would get home and be super stressed and, just kind of lash out because I had this scholarship behind my head that I had to do. Just be patient. It definitely is a very stressful process. And so, the best thing that we can receive is just love, encouragement. For me, at least, it was the little things that matter. When my mom made me lunch and just stuff like that. Those things really do help. So that is basically it for today's segment. And so if you guys have any comments, suggestions, make sure you leave them down below. Remember, always look forward and pa'lante. Bye.